Hey everyone, I'm in NBA 2K23 and here I want to show you how to design uniforms and your arena when you're in MyTEAM, so how to make something quite cool and unique. This is a really cool feature of NBA 2K23 and lots of people like this in MyTEAM because you don't have to play with an existing team's design. You can make your own and it's pretty powerful. So first thing you need to do is unlock it, and to do that you're going to need to get 40 player cards. So if you're not sure where that objective is, it's sitting here on home under MyTEAM. Jump into there and it's in lifetime agenda. So I'm using the left stick to navigate there, and it's here under player cards. Now if you've unlocked it, it won't be at the top, it'll be at the bottom. So you can see it says 4 of 75 complete, but if you haven't done it, it'll show up there. So it says here all the way down the bottom, collect 40 player cards. When you do that, you get a team creation award pack. You need to open that pack. So once you've done it, you'll get this pack. Okay, so you come out here, and it may show in red here. You go back into here and it should award it if you've got 40 player cards. So player cards you can earn in a variety of different ways, simply by playing the game or earning XP. You can see we unlock various different players as we go through the season here, so they would count towards your player card count. You can also have a little look at various agendas and season agendas to unlock other cards and player cards and all sorts of stuff here as you go through. So it's worth looking at all of these to see how you can do this. Your other option is to unlock the auction house, which you do after you've got a few cards, and you can buy your cards here and buy players here. To check your player cards, you can do that under My Team, and then look at, sorry, not lineups management, My Collection. And then if I just hide my camera for just a second, card type, you can change that to players. Search command is shown at the bottom left for me, that's the menu button, and this shows me all my players that I've got so far. So you can see I've got a variety of players here, not masses, but enough to unlock what we're looking at here anyway. So I'll just back out here with B, and again. And then once you've unlocked it, you go to the pack market. So you'll get that pack. It'll show in unopened packs. Make sure you open that, and then it should unlock the area where you can do all these designs. Now, what you should then have is you go over to My Team with RB or R1, lineups management, jump into here, and then right button over to franchise. And this is where you can do this sort of stuff. So check it out. I have these custom uniforms that I've made. Custom logo, custom arena, and a custom floor. It's all good, baby. So how do we do it? So once you've unlocked that objective, these then unlock and you can start messing around with them. Design uniforms, design logo, and design arena. So the design logo, if you're interested in using your own logo, so you can see just below me, I've got a little grub magnet logo, and that's what I've used in this case. So we're going to look at that first, because then you then use that on the arena and the uniforms. So design logo. Here you can pick your team colours, so if there are popular colours that you want to use again and again for your uniforms and your arena, you can set them here, and any of these you can just jump in and use the colour wheel to pick a colour. So you can either pick it manually here. If you look down the bottom right, it shows you how to modify the hue. That's the main colour. So you can see here I'm going through the hue and that's changing just behind my head. The other thing I can do is then pick on this colour table a particular colour. Or if you want, you can go for the toggle selection, and so that's X here, and then I could type in a particular hue here, or I could go with RGB here. So if you know about your colors, that's how you do it. I'm going to back out because I don't want to wreck that, so I'm just hitting back again and back out again. And I've just sort of ignored that because I don't want to mess with those colors. So the team logo, this is the important thing if you're interested in using a special logo like we've got here. So let's talk about this. How did I do this? So when we jump into here, there's a bunch of logos you can use already if you want. You can also flick between these areas. Community uploads, my image is customizable with left trigger, right trigger. That will be L2, R2 on the PlayStation, or if it's a different one, it'll show top left. But my images, you can see I've got 2 images here that I uploaded. The important thing you need to do here is look just below here. It says nba2k.com/upload to start uploading images. When you go there, it asks you to pick your platform and what version of NBA 2K you want to upload for. Now, when you upload stuff, a couple of things to bear in mind. Upload pings with a transparent background, and then you'll get a nice logo that won't have any horrible background on it, so it'll display nicely on your jersey, so or on your arena. It will also give you a recommended pixel size, so 1024 by 1024 I think is the one for the round logo, but it'll tell you on that upload page what you need to be uploading. In terms of designing logos, there are loads of different things. You could go with something like Photoshop or Illustrator. If you want the big Adobe stuff, they're all expensive. My personal preference for quick stuff and fairly cheap is a tool called Canva, canva.com, and there you can create your own imagery. There's a free version, there's also a paid for version. I think it's a really cool little tool, so have a little look at that. So I made this one and this one in Canva, and then uploaded them on the page, and it took several hours for that stuff to come over. Okay, so I uploaded them in the morning, I couldn't play with them until the evening. Okay, so bear that in mind. So let's back out. So once you've uploaded that image, you're good to go. You hit complete, happy days. So I'm going to remove the changes just in case I put a wrong color in there, but you get the idea. So let's look at design uniforms. Now we've got the logo and our team colors set up. How did I do this rather cool looking uniform here? What did I do? So we've got 3 different uniforms we can design in the design uniform area. We can also have a little look at the home, away and alternate accessories. So as you probably know, all teams have these 3 different uniforms that you can pick. So let's look at the home uniform. So when you come into here to begin with, the preset is set to build your own. Now I've obviously already created a uniform here, but I can go in and further tweak this if I wish. But if I move it left or right, I can look at some of my other uniforms, like the away uniform here. I could use that as a base for my home uniform, or one of these presets, which are various designs that other creators have made in NBA 2K23, or rather presets that NBA 2K23 has included. These are a great way of looking for something that you then want to adjust, so I think that one's pretty fun. So let's say I want to use that as a base. How would I then go through and configure it? Well, this first page that we're on, the uniform base, you can go through and adjust things like the style of the collar. So I'm just using the left stick of my controller and then moving left and right to see these different collars. So we have U, V, and all of these. We can put a design on the jersey, so there's preset patterns. So I'm flicking through these here. And if you go with a pattern, you can then adjust the colors that are used on that pattern. So more or less will pop up depending on what pattern you use. So you can see all sorts of stuff. There's loads of stuff here. I think that mostly disgusting. I think personally I like plain or maybe some pattern stripes like that. So the jersey color is an important one, and it's here where you can use those team colors, which is why I suggest picking them. So my team color, one of my main ones, is white anyway, but if I wanted to pick the green, it's then easily accessible here. So that works really cool. So we could do that here. The same sort of thing with the shorts. So we've got these shorts, modern design, or you can go with the retro style where they're a little bit shorter shorts if you want. And again, we've got the same sort of thing. We could have stripes on this design here if we want, and adjust the short colors here. Now you're probably wondering here, well, where the heck is that purple coming from? Don't worry, my friends, I got you. We're going to go through that now. So let's say we've done that minor change, and that's what we want to go for. So how do we change to another area? Up the top, there's a LT and RT. That'll be L2 and R2 on the PlayStation, or different buttons if you're on a different platform. Let's flick through. So jersey stripes, this is where we can adjust these. So that neck color, I could go to my team colors and say, hey, I want that as green. And then neck color 2. So I'll just back out here. I'm using B to go back, by the way. And then team colors here, and I'll say I want to use the black here. And you can see now this is starting to look more like the colors I use on my channel. So we do the same sort of thing here. So you see the processes are all the same as you go through. So nothing too difficult here, but you can soon come up with something quite unique to however you want your brand to be, and you know, very easy to mess around with things here. And even though the stripes are already there, we could look for a different stripe if we want a different effect here, and debate how we want this to go. So again, we can mess with the side colors here. So I'll go with a green there, just to come up with an interesting design. So we're getting there. Okay, so we do the same sort of things here. Next one, we go over to the short stripes. So we've got the same sort of thing. Waist color I could override. I could go with the green again. Back out again, so I'm just using A to select and B to go back again. So that one there, and this bottom color here again, we could go with that team color and pick the green. So we've got this design, or maybe the black, but I think the green works quite nice there. And again, you can override the stripes if you want to look at a different design here. Nose stripe, all these different ones. There's many different styles that we've got here, so pretty cool. So I just want to pick something that kind of works well. Maybe that one. Okay. So right trigger again, or R2 on the PlayStation, and now we can have a little look at the fonts on the back of the jersey. So we've got different fonts. So if we go through these, you'll see the name is written slightly different. You can choose here, player name, first name, nickname, last name, none, entirely up to you there. You can change the name size if you want it bigger or smaller by pressing this. So I've pressed A there, and then the move command, I can move the name around. Or if I hit RB, I can change the scale. So that'd be R1 on the PlayStation, and I can even adjust curvature. So if I want a little curve on the text there. So it's really cool the way this works. We can adjust the player name color. So again, we could go with team colors, maybe go with a black. And everything is all, quite easy to go back into if you make a mistake or you want to adjust it. So another thing we might want to do is have a jersey back number. So we can turn that on. We could have more names on here. It's all pretty self-explanatory there. You can even put a name on the shorts if you want. So if we put put it there, 1 on the back. Now, one of the things I thought was quite annoying is like, I don't really want that there. So you can go into shorts number size and then move that. So rather than on the back, you could move it. There we go. I'll just sort of move around. So on my design, I had it on the front. So we could just move that there. So same sort of thing there. So names and numbers relatively easy. And then here is the important thing with the images. So we've got an image on here already. So I could adjust the logo. I could move it around like this. So I've just got into it, and then RB to adjust the scale. And maybe you get what I'm thinking about here is if I wanted I didn't want to rotate that. So let's do that again. I'll move it there. It probably needs to come down a little bit. So I'm moving left with the left stick there, and then move again like that. Okay, so we're back out of there. We're quite happy with that. So layer 2, I think that's the one on the short. So if I wanted to adjust that one, I could adjust the logo, move it around or scale or whatever. Now, if you don't like one of these logos, you want to get rid of it, you can just hit again, edit, and just delete the logo and it's gone. So if I want to create my own logo or add a logo, I just go add layer, and then I can put my own image on here. So if we go for my images and we get that Grubs logo, and then you'll see it'll be applied right on the front, and then we can move this around. So if I wanted to sort of replicate that on the side of the shorts, I could go here, and then same sort of commands like we had before. We can just mess around with this as we see fit. You could rotate it if you want, but just put it where you think makes sense, like so. Okay, so we back out. You can have as many layers, well, there's probably a limit at some point, but you can just keep layering and layering. So for example, if you wanted the NBA logo, we could say use this image, and then we'll use the move command, and maybe we'll put this on the front of the chest like so, scale it down. So again, I'm just using that LB, RB to move stuff around. And I love how you can keep experimenting here. So we go back out here, and then I could maybe use my right trigger here and go and have a little look at the numbers again and say what I want now is I want a number on the front. So jersey front number, there we go. We could mess around with that size. We could sort of up the scale a little bit like that. We could say, actually let's have a, no, I think that's all right. I think that's okay. That looks good to me. Images is good. Uniform base is fine. Jersey stripes is good. I think somewhere front. I thought there was a way of adjusting sort of the colours. Maybe I'm going mad. Back number size, front number size. Is it here? Nope. I guess that's that. So yeah, but you get the idea. So we've come up with something quite unique there. Now, at any point, you could save this. So if I back out and I back out again, I could hit complete here, and that would keep it. But in my case, I don't want to lose my original design, which at the minute you can see I did lose my original design. So back out again with B, and I'm going to choose remove changes and exit. And thankfully, I've kept my original design. So I haven't lost that here. One thing I just want to point out as well is when you're designing your away uniforms and alternate uniforms, you could use any of these as a base. So the away uniform, when I look at that, I could use the home uniform as a base, and this will override that. And then I could go in here, and what I did here was I just started going in and going, right, this uniform I'm going to go as black. And then I thought about any other possible changes, like the name on the back is now needs adjusting because it's black rather than white. So going into the names here, the player name color then needed to move to white, so it would make sense. Okay, so all these sort of things here, and then you go through all the shorts and stuff and just do quick changes like that. But having those team colors is where that makes a lot of sense, as you can see. So the home accessory, away accessory, all this is the leg support. So you can see on that one, that looks horrendous with that red. So alternate accessory, we could just change that to white there. So that makes more sense, again, using team colors. So we've just got white on all of them. Works fine, I think. But you could change any of those to a green or whatever. So let's go with that, team colors. One thing just to point out, if you want to use a popular team colour, LBRB, so that's the Grubs, but look, 76ers, Bulls, Cavaliers, you can use all of their colours, they're all saved in there, so if you want to do something very similar to another team, you could do. So that is possible as well. Okay, so, and again, keep changes and exit or remove changes and exit, so I just want to make sure I didn't wreck anything, but I do want to change the alternate, so we'll go back in there. And this time I will keep changes and exit. So we'll do that, and then that should keep that this time. Yep, there we go. So it's saved the assets. You can see that took a little while. The next thing you want to do is apply them to your uniforms. So you can do that here. You just replace the uniform, and it should be sitting in here somewhere. So if we change this to Bulls, for example, and then just change it back, you'll see it'll come as your first choice here to override. So you just do that with each of the uniforms. Same sort of thing with the logo. So if we were using a different logo and we go to replace, your logo should show up there as long as you've set your logo already. So that's designing uniforms. We're going to move on to designing the arena now. It's a very similar process, but I'll go through it for you. So I'm working on this here. I've not quite finished it, but we're getting there. So let's go through the different areas we've got. So we've got the arena itself. So we can have different styles of arena. So you can see how stuff adjusts here. So lots of different looks for you, so you can pick whatever one you want. You can give the arena a name if you want. So you could do that. So we just, whoops, go here, arena name. So we could call it whatever we want, but I'm not going to do that. The court floor is where much of the magic occurs. So the wood pattern, I think you want standard really. There are these other horrendous looks if you want. You can change the outside perimeter wood, the color, all of this sort of stuff. The apron here, so I've currently gone with this green look. I could change that, I suppose, to yellow. It might look quite nice as well, but that's what I came up with here. And then all these different things, we could override any of these. So again, we're the same as what we had before. You can pick the team color. You could adjust, you know, the key here to a different one, too similar to the color lines. So there we have to go with something that's different to the lines themselves, so it makes it clear, but we'll just stick with the green there, but I was just showing you can change it. So those there, and again, like we had with the uniform, left trigger, right trigger lets us go through to other areas. So we've got the line colors, so you can see all these things here. The only one that I've got outside of black is the center circle, because it kind of conflicted a little bit with my logo. So I've adjusted that to white, but everything else is just pick a color. I've just where we're here, text and images. This uses ordinary text, but you could change the font color. When you type it in, I had to put a big gap in. I was trying to create that Chicago Bulls look, so that's possible here. You can also do the same the other side. I think I've got a different font going on here. I'm not sure. Let's see, Alpha Slab. No, it's Alpha Slab. I'm trying to figure out how I made, or whether there is any option for changing the size. Probably somewhere. But you get the idea anyway. So there's all these other logos you can do. You can have sideline text. You can have the center court logo. So that's where I loaded it in. Just the same sort of process. There's my image. That's what I use for that. I adjusted the center logo size here. Very simple. So you can see it adjust there. So I think 52 was about right for this particular one. So that's the court floor. I don't think there's anything else in there that's too exciting. You've got the Jumbotron, which is here. So there's lots of presets showing how your logo and stuff will pop up on there. Different packages you can pick. So not a lot of things you can mess around with there, but a bit. So that's quite fun. The scorers table is quite fun. You can put in different advertisements here. So if we have a little look at that, you can go through all these different logos that people have uploaded, or upload your own. The format of that is a little bit different, but NBA 2K23 does show you that on the upload, you know what to go. So again, there's that link there just below me. So these then cycle through, so you can see I've picked some popular brands here just to add a bit more realism, I suppose, to my arena. The seating, not much control here, but remember you can adjust the arena itself if you want a different look, but you can change the color of the seats. The baskets, again, you've got different designs for the basket. Not masses, just one or two, but nice, there's a little bit there, and you can change the padding color, and again pick a different color if you like, whatever one you like. So that's quite cool. Quite fun as well as the sound effects. So if you want a sound effect to play when you're doing something such as, I don't know, a foul or a steal or whatever, or a rebound, you can have these. Probably drive people mad, but there's an option there, and then when you're done you can just hit complete. So I'm going to remove changes in case I broke anything. I think that was all of the bits. Yeah, I've designed arena. So once you've done that, you set the arena here, the court floor as well, and you are all good, my friends. I think about the only thing you can't do is a custom ball, which would be quite cool as well, but I don't think there is one. You just have to use the standard balls or the prize balls and stuff like that. But that's it. That's how it works. So hopefully that helps you out. So you've seen, you know, some of my designs here. Obviously they're not amazing, but give you an idea of the sort of stuff. I love that you can do something very custom though, using those tools. So let me know what you think of it, how you get on. If you've got any other things that you're struggling with NBA 2K23, hit me up with a comment. I'm always looking for new ideas, and if I do a video on your idea, I'll give you a little shout out as a thanks. I'll also put some tutorials at the end of here. Hopefully they help you out as well. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe. I don't just cover NBA 2K23, but many other games as well. Thanks so much for your support.